large is for a male good swimmer large. The biggest we have for our male swimmers who are good is medium. And the girls are using the double X. Small, extra small. Sometimes extra. And they say, oh, but this is for a 12-year-old girl. Guess what? You don't swim as good as a 12-year-old girl. Now this one's quite funny because I know you've got the chopping boards.
Yeah, my room.
That's all right. So we'll see them when you go to the pool. But this is actually someone that knows what they're talking about. Design this because this is to keep the wrist, like most age groupers drop the wrist. Well, it comes up here. It's just too big for age groupers. Okay, so I cut the back off and cut the sides off, but it fits in your hand and your wrist like that. So when you press on the water, you actually, if you get it in the right spot, you see what it's doing? It won't allow you to drop your wrist. And you can either use it as an arm paddle like we did 30 years ago, which is what you've got with the chopping boards, or I've actually, you'll see hers, I'll show you the pool, but we cut them up so Nicola's got a pair like this because we can't buy them. Okay, or this one that keeps your wrist firm, so when you go in the water, it's there. And then you've got the best of both worlds, so you don't have to hold it like that if you can, but that also, just for some people and the girls that are getting their hands in short and pushing back, fantastic. Fantastic. A little harder for the guys, but if you get out there and you drop your elbows, these are great. You get out there and it makes you do, it just cocks your elbow up. See, so it's like a little bit of a training gear for a horse. I don't have to tell you to get in the right position. These things put you in the right position. Okay? So, as I said, can't get these at the moment. We're trying our best to work out how we can get them. But if you've got the other paddles, the next part of the paddles is don't get them too big. The bigger the paddle, see I've got this one here, we've got the male one. This is the medium for the good swimmer in triathlon. Okay, it's only medium. I keep telling Dirk, because he's got them both, that's Dirk's paddle for his ability level. This one becomes much more strength orientated, less feel of the water. Think of it like your bike. If you've got too big a gear on, you can't get over the bike. So, you know, if you've got 53 for 12 for some people, I just can't get over it. Same with the paddle, I can't get over it. Nicola can't get over that. Nicola can't get over this one unless it's 25 metres. You got the red one? No? Yeah. So there's one that's a bit smaller, but what I wanted to point out to you is just that difference, look at that, just that little difference of surface area is monstrous. So when we got the red one, it's even smaller. So when Nicola does all her work, she does it with the red one, which is again another size smaller, as you can see, than this one. And then when she wants to do power stuff or 25 sprints, I let her do this one. So with the men, it's the same deal. If they're doing most of their swimming, it should be this one. If they want to do power for 25s or whatever, then that one. But the point I want to make out is how little difference surface area makes. But it's huge. So, if Dirk swims with this one all the time, he's not going to be as good a swimmer if he swims with this one all the time. Because this one he's going to be able to get over and this one he's going to struggle with. Do we understand? So when you have a look at your paddles, there's only a few of us here today, which is great, so we'll go through the paddle situation, have a look. But to me, that's the most important thing. Get the right gear. Very important. Get a big pull buoy. You see people sometimes wearing bands with a pull buoy. I like that because what it does, it gives you a focus of not knowing where your legs are, and if they're swinging all over the place, you put a band on, then you'll feel it. You'll know where it is, and then your body, computer, will automatically straighten you up. But if your feet are swinging like this, it's usually because your arms are going across the body. Or if you breathe on one side, guys, when I tell you about breathing on one side, the thing you've got to watch is you can banana really easy. If you breathe before you throw your head, okay, then you get this. If you get this, that means you're covering a lot more water. We want to swim in the channel as small as we can. So we put the hand in and go like that. So if the body's not shifting over 4 centimetres, it's not shifting back to the centre, which is 4 centimetres, then another 4 centimetres. So really, you're swimming in an 8 centimetre channel bigger, and I'll tell you, 4 is nothing. If your head's off the middle by 1 centimetre, you'll do 4. If you're off by 2, my God, you'll do 8 centimetres this side, 8 centimetres. So if you think, well, we haven't got to the bike, but if you think frontal resistance, which I'm going to really explain to you on the bike, is massive, you can't imagine frontal resistance in the water is just unbelievable. So if we can cut down the amount of water, and that's why everybody says, well, why is he breathing on the one side? The reason why I want the breathing on one side more than both sides is because it cuts down the frontal resistance if you get it right. If you get it right, you'll improve 2 minutes and you don't even know where it comes from. Because most people are going over here and over here. Okay, so if they stay square, if I can get the girls to do this and do that, they're making a trough. If they're doing this, they're making a bigger trough. Okay, you guys are all tight, put the hand in here, you're going over here because you're following your hand, your head's following your hand. And then when you come back, so straight away you're not in the trough. So what I want you to do is be flat there, just like the girl's hands there, roll to the side, and then bang, bring it back. Now if this hand is driving back, and then you've got the hand here, every action involves reaction. So that twist is going to be put into this stroke. Okay, so this push is going to be nasty if you've got it in the right spot. Most guys, their hands are coming across here when your hand's here. So all that drive is just wasted energy, and then you still got to drop your elbow to get your hand out. Do you understand that? Because it's very important. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So, because they're the things I'm trying to get across. We take into consideration the women's strength, so we need more turnover for women. So you've got to have a higher cadence. So while everybody's running around telling you to do 36, I'm saying do the opposite. Do more. Do more. Keep it flat and do more. Keep yourself this way. Do more. Okay? I don't know, we got any questions on that? Yes?
There can be situations where women are stronger than men, right? So,
Well, certain.
a weak guy, for example, compared to a stronger woman?
No, you would still most likely outlift them if they're not. Say you're both not weightlifters and you're not trained in that area.
I'm just
a
wondering
strong guy will still produce more power than a powerhouse woman.
Okay, so even though you're a weak guy, like it still makes sense to do the
Oh,
guy strong.
well no, well that's a different question. Some guys, and I showed it to the coaches, you see Tom, he swims like I tell the guys, but also like I tell the girls. So actually, he breathes 1, misses 1. You coach has seen that, didn't you? I tried to explain it, but he's still getting a nice turn. But when he comes in and flattens out, because he's not as powerful, he's like a great big long string bean, same as me. So when he was a kid, I taught him to swim distance freestyle. He's never been a trained swimmer. But I just, you know, I had grandeurs that he might want to do triathlon one day. So I can tell you now, don't go over and try to take him on a 200 run either. It's ridiculous. Okay, but at 16 he was running like 8/400s in 56 as a 16-year-old, and he could swim 28 for 50 freestyle. So if he wanted to be a triathlon, I'd give him the tools. He didn't become a runner. He did 1,500 metre runs, and he's very confident at it. But I mean, like, I give him the tools just in case he wanted to. But his swim stroke is basically breathe 1, miss 1. Now, I do that with some of the guys that are finding it a little bit of a struggle to get the whole thing working, you know, and if they've got, some guys have a higher turnover, then that's not about their power, but they have a higher turnover naturally. So then I don't try to get them to slow down. In your case, you'll fit into that easy because you're already a big leg kicker, roll to the side, your balance is not great. That's why I think it's you, because you all look different in captain, but I think in your case, just try to spread your arms a little bit more because you actually nearly get it straight away. Okay. So in his case, a good example, some of the kicks, we're going to stop him kicking? No. But I get him to do more pull work. So we do more with the paddles, more with the pull buoy, more with the paddles band. Pull buoy band. As I was saying, with the band, if you put the band on your feet, don't have it really tight, because if you buy the TYR band, it's too tight. So straight away, that's swinging at the back, it's putting pressure on your shoulders. What I do is make them out of bike inner tubes, old tubes that have got punches, and I make them so they're about the same width as how you stand. Okay, so then it takes the pressure off your shoulder joints. but still you've got something on your feet, so it's still creating a little bit of a pull. Some people have what we call the new thing. The new thing, it was come out in 1980, but it disappeared. I'll tell you why it disappeared from swimming, and you'll laugh. So now triathlon's got hold of it. You've got the TYR ankle pull buoy. You know, the one that you stick your ankles in, and everybody's doing that now? Well, you just, if anybody you see doing it, just take 10 minutes to have a look at the pool and have a look how they're sitting in the water, and then you'll understand why the swimmers got rid of it. Because what happens is, it floats your ankles up higher than your middle back, and then 70% of all swimmers, the year they come out, all had back problems. So if you've got one, I don't mind them if you're one of the girls that's doing that type of thing, but not really, but I don't mind them. But you've got to put a pull buoy here. Here is going to be higher than your ankles, or you're going to have back problems. And then you're going to blame the bike. And it's not the bike, it's coming from the swim. Okay? So that's very important to understand it. Now when I get people dragging a band, which I only get the very, very few professionals dragging a band, I do not get them just to drag their feet. Because again, it puts too much pressure. So Nicola does butterfly kick. And all my girls do butterfly kick when they've got the band on, so they can keep it up. And the other good news for them is that they all end up with a great big gigantic six-pack, so they all love it. Because if you want to have a little fun with yourself, go put a band around your feet and go and have a little swim for a little while. See where it pressures you. Because that comes to the next thing when I get all the problem. The reason why Danny's out injured at the present moment is because one of the new people got into her head about core. Oh, you've got to have a strong core. The girl's got a core like a rhinoceros. Okay, because everything we do is core work. When you swim, it is core work. So when they say, do you do any core? Don't say no. If you swim twice a week, you can say, yes, I do core work twice a week. Swimming on its very own nature is core work. Much better than rolling around on a ball. Okay? So get that into your head. What you did this morning, did you feel it? Where did you feel it? You don't think that's core work? Every time you pushed down those pedals this morning on the way up that hill, you were engaging your core. Not like everybody else. Well, no, don't bike with anything else. You've only got to do it with your legs. We use, when we time trial, our arms, but you also work in your core work. So you did a 45-minute core work this morning. Now, if we go out and do hill reps on the running, what do you think you're using? We do more core work than anybody in the sport. Everybody said they don't do this work. So then somebody got in Daniela's head, and all of a sudden, the next 45 emails was core, 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 and the next thing is, oh, I've got a problem. What's your problem? I don't know what the problem is. My back, is it? But she started doing core work. Because we don't do enough core. We only do 20 hours a week of core work. So, again, out injured with core work. Okay? Just happens to the best of people. So, of course, you do exactly the same thing. Okay, but I can't do the swim workout. I can't do that 45-minute on the bike pushing a monster frigging gear because I've got to go to the gym and do my core work. Or I've got to sit in the lounge room and roll around on a bloody ball. If you want a ball, play football with it. Don't roll around on it. It causes injuries. I know you're never going to hear that from people, but believe me, the amount of injuries I see, and most of it's not from specific work. Oh, you're injured? Yeah, I injured in the gym. Doing what? Oh, I was doing this and I tore this. Or, I was doing this and I got this. Oh, I was doing my core work and I had my back. It's insane. Just swim, bike and run. If that's what you want to do, that's 3's enough, believe me. You don't need the rest of it. Okay? So, but understand, in the swim, when we put a band on and your body's moving like that, it's core work without injuries. When you go up a hill and you get your gear, you're engaging your lower back and your glutes to get up that hill. After about 2, everything was core work. And then when you're running hill running, which we do a ton of, it's basically core work. So don't let them con you that you have to go to a gym to do strength work. You've got to go to a gym or roll around on your lounge room floor to do core work. That is not correct. What we do is specific strength and core work on a daily basis. Okay, anybody got any other questions about the swim? No?
So, Brett, in terms of if I'm square to the water, whacking the thumb in,
Yes.
and this press point. For some people, press will be just straight down, so that's a straight on
Yep.
from what everyone can see. I see a natural bend in most
Some
good
people.
swimmers.
Yep.
Does it really matter? Obviously, there's going to be an energy
No,
cost.
good point. There's two ways to think about it. Can you give me your arm for a second? And one thing you want to think about when you put your arm in and then you press, you try to keep your elbow up. So if you keep your elbow up and rotate your arm down around your elbow, you're always going to get in the right spot. So that's, if you're thinking I can't get that press, because why most people don't get the press is because they're putting their hand in and they're trying to pull straight away. We break the stroke up into 3 spots. Place, press, and then push.
So that press is initiated. So I've just put my hand in
Yes.
the water. So that my next
thing-
action, coming, my brain telling my next movement is that.
Yes, not pull.
Okay.
And then once you get here, then push, because see, then all of a sudden you're in the right area to develop the power and to push. Boom. If you're like this, you're swimming with your fingers.
And is that a very subtle, non-powerful movement?
Totally. You want to
Yeah.
get down to there.
It's
and
almost
then,
lazy.
Well, it's like, let me have a look at this. So if we do this, what's the strongest exercise you can do with weights? Bench press. Have a look at his arms. What's he doing? Bench press. His arms now are in the most powerful thing, and that's what I'm saying to you girls. You don't have to be under the water. You don't have to be under here. It's not as strong as here. Okay? So basically we're doing a bench press, and then when people say, well, one arm's not under the body, right? If you breathe, right now just breathe to the side, like, yeah, do that when you take your shoulders with it. There's his hand, isn't it under the body? But it's completely, see, like how, now press me. He's really can generate a lot of power, okay? But if he's like this, he can't generate anything. Now the next part of the question he asked, I'm getting to that, because see, you're better to have a straight arm than a dropped arm. So the 3 areas are, yes, this is stronger, that's number 1. Number 2, if you're doing a paddle wheel steamer will still work faster than a broken oar. So if I've got somebody that's actually going like that and going right around and finishing off like that, I'll let them do it. If they can't work out the motor skill to break that elbow and press to the bottom, but they go down, and a lot of them go down, but then they drop their elbow when they're down there. What I do is say, keep it going straight the whole way through. You will swim faster than if you drop your elbows. Does that make sense? Okay? So what the main thing is to be able to drive it in, and then don't pull straight away. That's the oxymoron, to be able to push to the bottom and bend the elbow, push to the bottom. That's the key to the great swimmers. And if we have a look at that, can you send them that email that I sent to you with Mark Orton, because he's a perfect example of that, you know? Okay, you'll see that. And then with the girls, if you write down here the extraordinary Janet Evans, write that down so you can go and have a look on your YouTube for homework. Okay, because that little clip is about 3 minutes and it's got about 5 races. But not only that, you'll see her working to the block saying, oh my God, what a powerhouse. She's like 46 kilos. Swam 4:03 in 1988, out in 2:2. So swam 2:01 the last 200, and swam 60 the last 50, the last 100. So think about that. Okay, long course. And then count how many strokes she takes. And then notice how arms are bent. Then notice how much leg kick's going on, and then finish off with how high her head is. She could swim triathlon tomorrow because she's got her head up all the time like that. Her water level's here. And then when you ask her what she does, because that's how long I've been doing it, because I've seen her, I actually had the only girl that beat her. I trained the girl in 1987 to beat her in the Australian Pancake at Chandler, just in case you want to look it up. In 1987, Julie McDonald beat her. Okay, and Julie McDonald was a backstroker that turned flip freestyler. That's another story for a dinner table. Anyway, then she got third in the Olympics, Julie McDonald. But at 87, we actually beat the other girl. But when I asked the other girl why she got her head so high, she said, I got into a habit because at our pool, we used to have the clock up the top on both ends. So when she was timing herself, she used to just look at the clock all the time. And her head, she used to do, she said, and I'm always manic to make sure I made the right times, and I want to know how fast I was. So she said, I was looking up there like all the time. So in the end, that's where her head sat. But seeing is believing. But yous have never seen that. You've been to coaching courses. Why haven't they shown you her? They'll show you the new girl because she's 6'4" and 6 feet kicks and does a few other things. But they won't show you because this one, it doesn't fit the mould. But I can tell you, if you look over in lane 6, you'll see Julie McDonald and you'll see her doing butterfly, 2B kicking. And you only see her come into the race because she's last to the last 100 metres and then swims past everybody to get third at the Olympics. Okay? Doing exactly the same stroke as I'm talking about. You want to really get old, you can go back to 1980 and look at the Olympics with Michelle Ford. Okay? She won the gold medal in the 800 freestyle. Another one I told you, she used to take 48 to 50 strokes. Didn't go so crash on, I think she won 8:27 at that stage, but she broke the world record with 8:25 back in 1979. Okay? So these are just, you know, I can do it all day. I can tell you the training programs or whatever. You can go back to 1976 and see the greatest distance I've ever seen in my life. It was a girl called Tracy Wickett. She was the first girl ever to beat any of the East Germans. And I loved her because she was a fiery redhead. I actually dated her twice. But the funny thing was, when she won the race, it was funny, she was in lane 8, and they had all those Germans, excuse me guys over there, but back in those days, she was the first guy that knocked them off. Okay, she also come home in 2:02. She went 4:06 in 1978. 4:06, long course, 48 kilo girl, okay, and swam 2:02 for the last 200. All 50 strokes per 50. Any other questions? Righto guys, lunchtime, and then I would advise you to get a feel. I know if you've got other stuff to train, I'll just tell you what we're doing tomorrow so you get an idea. So tomorrow we're going to do the double run. So you're going to get up in the morning and go out for 20 or 30 minutes maximum. And before you tell me, oh that's not long enough, that's exactly the distance that Rob De Castella used to do every morning of his life, and he won 4 world championships in a marathon, and he wasn't black. He come from Canberra. All right, Melbourne, I think he come from. All right, 2:08, and he wasn't a small man, so that's why I look at what he does, because he's also a sports scientist. Okay, and you can ask me when he was asked the question, what was the most important sports science thing he could pass on that he put in his own career? Ask me that question in the run tour. Okay, but the fact was he was a big guy. Okay, now he weighs 88, 90 kilos. So it's not a little skinny guy. If I wanted to use a little skinny guy, I'd use Steve Monaghetti, who won 4 times the half marathon. Also, not black. Okay? But broke 60 minutes for the half marathon at the World Championships.